suppose it was a bit like building a ship in a bottle.
Great. I've fractured a limb. Again. I took the low gravity for granted. Let me do something about this. Crap. I fell almost all the way back down. Oh, now I have fallen all the way back down. Why would merely... Wow, my head must be really heavy. If tilting it back slightly caused me to lose my balance and fall off of that thing. See? I tilt my head back slightly so I can get a good look. Let me see if I can find a way around then. At least we're finding plenty of aqueous hematite. There we go.
from that gear.
Last thing anyone needs is heat leeches.
So you must be the one who got me out of the red with the trade authority. Can't say I don't appreciate it, but I doubt you came all this way just to do me a favor. Now you want to explain to me why you're going around harassing nefarious old men by wiping away their hard-earned debts?
Dr. Walker, I've got a tissue sample I need analyzed. Full workup.
Tissue sample? You came all the way down here for that? Must be some damn important cells. You want to tell me what I'm about to be staring at?
Paramorph cells from a world too young to have one.
A fast-growing terramorph. That is concerning. Who exactly told you to bring this to me?
Adrian Sanon.
Adrian. She gave you this? If she made you come all the way for this... Let's get inside. I need to see these cells. I'm gonna ask you to not touch anything. Got some projects in the works down here. I wasn't expecting guests. Oh, and Lou mentioned how you took care of the dead. Can't say I'm thrilled the Trade Authority got their mitts on the research, but I guess that's the price you pay not to live in a cave the rest of your days. All queued up. Let's gaze into this abyss, shall we? All right, just get those cellular markers tagged. Wait, where are the markers? This can't be right. This sample, it's Londinian. I'll need to get this all in a slate. Adrian really gave you this sample. You're not lying to me? Because if you told me this was a hoax, and it'd be the best damn fake I've ever seen, I'd be mad and very, very relieved.
The sample is not fake. I collected it from the Terramorph myself.
Can't just humor an old man, huh?
No.
This sample, it's got all the indicators of the worst Terramorph attack in human history. I presume you've heard of Londinian.
Doesn't ring a bell.
It was a city wiped completely off the map by terramorphs. The swarms were so bad, they had to blow the spaceport and seal the place off from the galaxy at large. Not a lot of samples made it off the world from the time of the attack, but the ones that did, well, they look just like this one. I didn't detect any of the telltale signatures this specimen ever sat on a ship while it was alive, either. I don't think it was transported to Dalseti. This specimen, it grew there, faster than any terramorph should. Which means, if we're about to start a new era in human-terramorph relations, where big, sudden Londinian-style attacks can happen outside Londinian, that's not gonna end well for humanity.
It would be the end of us as a species.
So, you lugged this bad omen all the way here. You want to tell me what your plans are for it now?
Orders are to take you and the analysis to Hadrian. She should be waiting at the 6th circle.
The circle, huh? Could use a drink about now. Here, faster we take the lift to the surface. Not supposed to use it, but given the circumstances, I'm inclined to just ask forgiveness. Let's get going.
I could have sworn I had some amino acids. Oh, they're probably on the ship. This is a pretty neat looking setup you've got going here. Sarah. Let's trade gear for a moment, please.
If you have any gear you want me to haul, I'm happy to help.
I actually have some resources I'd like you to haul, please. Alright, the aqueous hematite should do it. Thank you, Sarah.
Later.
Running across the Martian surface once more. This is getting slightly tedious. And once more back to the sixth circle.
Is that you? Hello. Adrian.
Percival. My God, look at you. You're an old man now.
Only
You know,
employees of
hassling
Naval
yourself anymore,
Staryard's
Major.
mining division are
Our friend here
authorized to
showed me
mine
your
resources
sample.
in
Suffice
and
it to
around
say,
Sidonia.
Not
It is
here.
your civic duty to
Let's
report
talk
any
somewhere more
unauthorized mining to Sidonia
Lou said we
security.
could use the back.
The Red Devils aren't exactly your average bar
Lou gave me
crowd.
the abridged version
You
of
can
what
see it
went
in their
down.
eyes. We
I
don't
can't
belong
thank you
here.
enough for taking care of all that.
Makes two of us.
I hope it ultimately didn't end up being too much trouble.
A little more gunfire than I usually like on my delivery jobs, but nothing I couldn't manage.
That's certainly not what I was expecting you'd have to go through. But thank you. I'm just glad you both came through intact. So, were you two able to get that workup together?
Got it right here. That sample? It's an exact match for the ones from Londinian.
Londinian. That's exactly what I was afraid of.
Not thrilled to be the bearer of that kind of news. That's for damn sure. So tell me you've got some kind of plan for that workup.
Well, right now, we've got more questions than answers. So I've been trying to figure out what it's gonna take to access our old Terramorph data.
Good place to start. What'd you find?
It's in the archives.
The Armistice Archives? Doesn't that mean we'd be dealing with the Cabinet? And the Freestar Collective? And House Varun somehow? Guess we can kiss that approach goodbye.
I didn't think the cabinet would be willing to hear us out either. But I called in some favors. They've agreed to hear us out on two conditions. One, they want to see this analysis you two have procured. And two, they want to discuss what happened on Tau Ceti. With both of us.
If all you need is someone to charm the higher-ups, I'm your guy.
Well, that's about the best news I've had all day. But before you commit, I want to make sure you know the whole story. Percival and I, we're not just researchers. We were military scientists, ran a division of the UC together that deployed aliens on the battlefield as weapons.
Place I was hiding out. That was our unit's home base.
After some early fits and starts at other facilities, the place eventually became the heart of UC xeno-warfare. A practice that's been banned ever since the armistice went into effect almost 20 years ago. And the UC military cut us loose for what we'd done.
I actually know who you are, and your past, well, that's none of my concern.
Oh, well, that means a lot. It's not something I'm exactly proud of. But it was during that assignment that the UC asked us to explore deploying Terramorphs on the battlefield. The project never got off the ground, but the data our team gathered is now sitting in the archives, along with all the other information banned after the Colony War. Under the watchful eye of monitors from all the galactic factions still participating in regular politics. But if we can convince the cabinet to help us access that data, it'll give us the tools we need to decipher what exactly this sample might mean. And hopefully, how to prevent more attacks like the one that spawned it.
Okay, then let's go talk to this cabinet.
All right. I'm gonna go get this work up into the cabinet's hands. I'll meet you out front of Mast in New Atlantis.
Good luck. You two are gonna need it.
Not a lot of folks would have stuck their necks out for a stranger.
Be careful down near the mines, and enter any.
Please exercise caution near balcony.
Hey there.
How's it going? Can I help you?
As always, I'm looking to trade.
Cool. That's what we do here.
Ah, these Varun heretic writings. Nice.
See you around.
If I'm ever back on Sidonia. In Sidonia.
I didn't fight.
Suppose we should go back to the lodge while we're at it.
Hi. Please disregard. I attempted
Lifting off right away, or do you need a little bit of time?
I actually need a moment. I want to get a good rest before we take off.
Feels like a dream. So if anyone tries to pinch me, I will smack them in the face.
Even me? Indeed. Just what I needed.
I am the moth to your flame, the magnet to your fridge, the lint in your pocket.
Pressure holding. Takeoff looks good. Stay in orbit or jump. Your call.
Jump, of course. We're headed back to New Atlantis. Staying in orbit won't get us back, though.
Grav jump complete.
Welcome to UC base. Maintain your current course while we scan your ship's cargo. Scan complete. Go ahead and land.
Alright, we'll get Barrett back to the lodge first.
While we're here, it wouldn't hurt if we checked in at the lodge.
You weren't paying attention, were you? Where does it look like we are, Sarah?
I wonder if any discovery reports have come in while we were away.
Sorry for the wait, everyone. Got a little held up on Vectera.
Barrett, we were worried sick.
Well, some of us were.
I see what you did there, Walter. And I know you've been secretly crying into your piles of money just waiting for my return.
Actually, Walter has been complaining about you more than usual, which is always a sign when he's worried. Don't start, country.
Wait, is that? And to think the first artifact was taking up dust on the library shelf. Now look at that.
This is all exciting, but there's really a lot of pressure on us, isn't
You
there?
feel it a bit, can't you? Ever since I found the second one, had the visions. Being around them is just comforting. So hey, I'm still not 100%, plus I feel guilty dragging you into all of this. Why don't I stick around? Help you get adjusted to the weird corners of the universe.
If you're coming with me, who's in charge of the frontier?
It doesn't really matter to me. We'll never get too attached to ships. After the 5th or 6th time one blows up and you get marooned, the romance fades. Plus the frontier is a constellation ship. And you're one of us now. So it's just as much yours as mine at this point.
Traveling together sounds good to me.
Marvelous.
No. Everyone here is worth it. Yes.
Alright, our commerce is ranked up. Next level I can take diplomacy or negotiation. Or maybe I will have successfully persuaded some people between now and then and be able to level that.
I know everyone's excited by the artifacts, but we need to be as objective as possible and be aware of possible
What can I help you
negative effects.
Oh, pardon me. Was that your stomach or mine? Okay.
You've got something for me?
I need to head to Ma. We are in the Mast District, are we not?
Captain! Over here! The workup's in the cabinet's hands. They said they'll call for us once they've gotten to properly review it. But listen, I know I should have been more forthcoming about who I was earlier. So, in the interest of full disclosure, there's one more thing you ought to know before we head up there. My relationship with the UC. It's more complicated than it might seem at first glance. The UC's actually the only reason I'm here in the first place. I am a clone of a man named Francois Sanon, one-time fleet admiral of the UC during the Colony War, former head of the UC Navy. They called him Ve Victus, woe to the defeated, in Old Earth Latin, a title he earned. The program I was a part of, it was the UC's attempt to create a new generation of military minds from one of their most respected tacticians. Secure the leadership of the UC military for generations to come.
It doesn't sound like they succeeded in securing that legacy.
No. They made a pretty grave miscalculation. The man I was cloned from, my father, was executed for acts he committed during the war. The man caused a lot of death, on both sides. Freestar Collective and UC. Military and civilians. And the things he did, well, they're a part of the reason the UC and Freestar Collective aren't really on great terms to this day. So my involvement, it could be another obstacle they throw at us up there. I just wanted you to be forewarned.
Ah. You're not your father. If the cabinet doesn't see that, it's their problem, not yours.
I really appreciate you saying that. I just thought you deserved to know, considering how much you've done already. You know, while we've got a second, was there anything else we needed to discuss? I know you got dropped into the middle of this pretty fast. Or, if you've got any last-minute business to attend to, now might be a good time. No telling how long the cabinet's gonna keep us waiting out here.
Honestly, what are the risks of us accessing this data?
Eye strain from the amount of reading I've got on the horizon if we succeed. The Terramorph project never went anywhere. It couldn't. They're deadly creatures, but they aren't xenoweapons. The cabinet not opening the archives is probably a bigger risk than them handing over the files. That data itself isn't dangerous, which probably wouldn't be a bad point for us to bring up, should the opportunity arise.
No, I have no other questions right now.
Then I guess it's just a matter of...
The cabinet meeting is about to begin. All parties, please proceed to the cabinet chambers.
Sounds like our cue. Here we go.
Hard bargain for new recruits. I certainly couldn't say no.
Ah, welcome. You must be the captain Hadrian mentioned in her report. You have our thanks for the risks you faced in securing this information.
Adrian made it clear that addressing this issue required the utmost urgency.
Oh, I'm sure she did.
Yes, well, precisely how urgent is what I hope we'll determine here today. So now, we have two petitioners here making a surprising request. Access to the UC Xeno Warfare Team's Terramorph data, currently housed in the Armistice archives. A request which will require not just this body's agreement, but that of all three Armistice signatories: UC, Freestar Collective, and House Varun. Now, Captain, we've all read Hadrian's report on the subject, but we have yet to hear from you. Perhaps you could summarize for the Cabinet what it is you see as the goal of this endeavor.
We need the archival data to find a way to stop a possible Terramorph apocalypse.
That's quite the leap, Captain. Madam President, I object to the very premise of this meeting. While no one would argue that what happened on Tau Ceti was anything less than a tragedy, Terramorph attacks are not some sudden new threat on the horizon. They've been happening for generations. To demand we hand over banned archival knowledge and possibly upset the balance of galactic diplomacy because of a single attack seems at best panic, and at worst, a power grab by the daughter of a bloodthirsty warmonger and her associates.
I would remind the chief diplomat who he's speaking to. If it's my father you're looking to address, you're welcome to consult a medium. I would also ask, how many deaths the Cabinet requires to act? 50? 50,000? Because if tragedies like Tau Ceti are just prelude to more attacks, I have no doubt you'll get the body count you require.
Let's keep this civil, shall we? And while there should be no doubt, the preservation of life stands paramount among this body's duties. Chief Yassine has a point. Will a single attack, however troubling, be sufficient to convince the other factions to grant us access to what they no doubt consider weapon data? I don't think it's enough. Perhaps you can help, Captain. As the one who actually collected the sample in question, did this terramorph seem at all alarming to you?
It wiped out a colony that never saw it coming. That's no. I only know what I was told. Its tissues matched ones from Londinian.
Just taking her word for it as well, then.
No, not her word.
So it would seem. So then, Captain, given the discussion now and the information you've been privy to thus far, if you were in our position, would you grant the request made to open the archives?
Yes. If the fear is the data being weaponized, the Terramorph program failed. That data's not dangerous.
It's forbidden knowledge for a reason, right? The reason being we weren't ready for it then. The question now is, how far have we come since then?
That? I hadn't thought of that, Captain.
An excellent point indeed. The other powers would likely be much more inclined to work with us knowing that. Chief Diplomat.
That point is a good one. Very well, you have my agreement. The galaxy is lucky you were here today, Captain.
You and I are in agreement, Chief Diplomat. So, if there are no other objections, I believe we can agree to give our full backing to make the request to... What was that?
Attention. An incident has occurred. Facility lockdown engaged.
Incident? Chief Sarkin, what's happening?
There's been an attack at the spaceport. Terramorphs.
Terramorphs. More attacks. Just as predicted.
Good God. It's happening, folks. Don't panic. We need to focus.
There must be another explanation. The creatures evaded our scanner somehow.
There will be plenty of time for conjecture later. Chief Sarkin, order the evacuation of the spaceport and have your men contain the things, but do it discreetly. The last thing we need is a citywide panic.
Yes, ma'am.
Admiral Logan, the local barracks can provide support?
I'll make the order myself. Nearest anti-Xeno squad, though, is off-world. Going to take a while to bring them in.
Well then, we'll have to make do with the tools we've got. You two, we can't risk those things getting out of the spaceport. I want you both on the next train there. We'll let them know you're coming, and that you've dealt with these things before. Now go show them how it's done.
We're on it, ma'am. Captain, I'm right behind you. Let's get down there.
Barrett, what are you doing here with us? Where's Sarah?
You! CEM rifle, grab it! Now!
Stop! We're trying to help you!
Thank you for what you did. We didn't want to hurt them.
The way those people were acting, I've seen this before. They were under the Terramorph's influence, weren't they?
I don't know. They were down at the port and they just started screaming. We tried to restrain them, get them on the train to get them out of harm's way, but some of the other officers down there, we couldn't restrain them fast enough. They just started firing on us. People we knew. They went berserk.
Pheromonic projection. Some Terramorphs, they can induce this fog. It affects everyone differently, but some people just lose control, turn against everyone around them, even if they don't want to. They're like a puppet. You kill the morph, you break the hold. But this means we're gonna need to be real careful with our fire, and keep that EM weapon at the ready.
Sounds like we need to hustle.
Let's do it.
Nat's unlocked. Please, do what you can to help them.
Can Victor Gabriel and company take care of the Terramorph attack? What happened to Sarah? Why is she not with us? Why is Barrett following us around? To find out the answers to these questions, tune in to the next episode of Starfield Interplanetary Diplomacy, starring yours truly, some guy you've never heard of, as Mr. Victor Gabriel.